Yo, what up?
Rocking the new Sonos headphones, dude.
Check these things out, chat. If you don't have a pair yet, I don't know. You're sleeping on technology.
I don't have my pair on. They're right here.
Well, why don't we put yours on, dude?
Having them out. If you look at the ingenious design components, we've labeled inside the earphones left and
It
right.
also looks like each side is a different color. Is that true?
Yeah, yep, that's also true to help, those with vision impairedness kind of, put them on right.
The color the highlightation of color.
Weight's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, they look better compared to my robot headset.
Yeah.
They look
You've
good,
been a
dude. They
Sonos fan for a long time, man.
I
I
trying
think you were more into them than I was.
I was trying to tell Kendall that yesterday. I said me and Matt were the creators of Snapchat. That was the first part. So I was trying to explain that. But yeah, it's like a specialty of mine, actually. I just like rock it. So like I was latched on, and me and Matt used to do these videos of Sonos, and it was like in this British voice. And we would talk about like the simplicity and the sleek design. It actually inspired me to probably is how I got into sales today. And it also probably, was how I built my, skill set. And I also had a thought. I always wanted to be an industrial designer. Remember those days?
Yeah. Thought you would have done good.
Yeah, I think so. Like help design simplicity. On the other hand, technology, I'm not the best at. Me and Matt just spent 10 minutes while we were late, chat, trying to figure out why the headset wasn't working.
Gaz, if you're watching, man.
Yes, Gaz. Look, man, I love you, brother.
The guy didn't have a fucking antenna hooked up for his Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
I, for some reason, didn't think I needed it, and it was just sitting in the drawer next to me. But apparently, you need a Wi-Fi, which is also that means that other Logitech mouse I have is completely fine.
Like to use it wirelessly?
Yeah, because it like kept dropping all the time. So like mid game when we were playing,
I remember that.
I always would tell you, and this one does it too. And I was just pissed. I was like, fuck it. But it's not broken. Apparently, it's because it's Bluetooth, right?
Unless you have the light speed adapter.
That's just a little thing that hooks in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's fine.
It's not. Yeah.
Not that issue. Thought we just came. I'm gonna try it. I have a feeling it's part of that. But happy Wednesday, dude. Happy hump day. I'm Luke Lombardi, co-host Nobo Podcast, baby. And this is Matt.
That's right. Matt,
keeping it simple.
Senior software engineer, Sonos for 11 years now. Developed a lot of pieces of software and technologies. I can't discuss that here on the air, but it's confidential. It's classified. But, also CrossFit affiliate owner, level 3 coach, CEO of Benchmark Coffee, which is coming back, by the way, one of these days.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are we going to start doing that again?
Yeah.
I'm thinking we start like our own kind of the vision we had in the past, but, you just didn't have, I have the palate, I think we should start roasting. Yeah, I think we should start roasting again. But you should start roasting.
I really want these like exotic beans. I think it's a great idea. We should take a road trip up to one of these farms, these coffee farms in Cali.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Just talk like that's where you're a salesman. You could come in there, talk to them, and be like, "Yo, look, we're just hobbyists, man. Like, give us a couple pounds of beans."
Yeah, because they're gonna want to sell us a lot more, or they're just not gonna give us anything. Fuck that. I think we should just go get cool beans. Like I want Papua New Guinea beans. Like we had that Rwandan. I think one of the best coffees I've ever had. The play on the beans that they were doing was like summer, like seasonal, like it was lemon and fruit forward. It's just the best.
That was the Rwandan. These beans that no one's ever had, like a Californian bean. When have you had a California coffee bean? Or a Japanese bean from fucking Osaka?
Yeah, but we have to travel the world. Like I was watching that video we were watching. I was like, that should have been something I should have done with my life. Travel the world and like made dope documentaries.
Yeah. Well, what was that guy though? He was a pro snowboarder?
Yeah, pro like everything,
Yeah.
snowboarder, surfing, skateboarding. He works for Huckberry or
Yeah.
with
Okay.
Huckberry. That was like all the documentaries he had were Huckberry presented. So we need somebody to present us.
Well, first you got to grind, and then they got to find you.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing now. The
Yeah.
old grind, but coffee. That's what we're gonna start to do. We're gonna start to do some. I think we should start. You know how we did the ice cream videos back in the day? I think we should start doing that with at least because we do at least every month 6 new beans, right? I mean, I just went through a pound and a half in a week.
Jesus.
We
I
drink
just
a lot of
busted open
coffee
the
over here.
bag. Maybe I got to bump up to 22 grams a day.
We just rock through coffee here. What do you think of the beans you just opened?
Um, did you open the same ones as me?
No, because you went with 2 different bags than us. We have one of the same bag, I think. The Colombian.
Yeah, I don't think we're on the Colombian. I think it's good. This bag's pretty good. Pull it out of the freezer, let it thaw.
You
Took
have
a
3
couple
bags,
tries.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One bag is very light. I think it's a light roast, so the beans are heavier, so it's not a very
Mhm.
full bag. I saved that one because that one looks really good. This one's good. Kind of gets similar summery vibes though.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a cool idea. But I think this is one of the best roasteries out of all the ones we've ordered from. For anybody that doesn't know, we order from different roasteries in Australia. I think they have the best coffee, but we're open to anybody else with ideas. It will get vetted at the coffee shop. Some of our friends have sent us different coffee shops. It's in the discovery phase. Matt's been investigating them. He checks their Instagram out daily. But there's something else I had a thought about the coffee. I just can't remember now. I'm like just not a good memory guy anymore.
I learned something new too. Like apparently mocha coffee is a certain area in Yemen, not
Mm-hmm.
chocolate coffee. So I want to get my hands on some mocha coffee.
Is
See what
that
that tastes like.
similar to like the Vietnamese bean? I don't know where that bean is from, but it has a very chocolatey taste to it. Is that
Yeah, I don't know.
similar?
That's a good question. They say it's more like chicory, which also sounds like
No,
New
Turkish
Orleans
coffee.
and
Oh,
Turkish coffee.
yeah, like Turkish coffee has like when I was there, they did the saffron.
Yeah.
Like I remember I sat down, I was like, I have a coffee. Came over, I was like, okay, it's not a coffee. We're not the coffee I was expecting.
Yeah.
It was just like different. Um, that was the other thing, like just the different. I feel like we should try to create our own coffee. Like you know how there's a cortado and a cappuccino and a flat white and a latte and a short black, a long black. Do you know what a piccolo is?
No. Just a
So
small coffee.
the Italians created it, but the Australians like ran with it. So it's like basically a cortado in Australia, but it's way more espresso than what a cortado is. So I think it's 2 to 1 ratio of espresso to milk,
Hmm.
and it's like in a small glass.
I think James Hoffman did a whole thing on the piccolo.
Did he?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's from Italy, but um, he talks
But
about
yeah,
like why they made it.
yeah. But then it's the same thing as like a flat white. So flat white is a 2 to 1 ratio as well. It's supposed to be more espresso, less milk. But everywhere here, when you get a flat white, besides handlebar, gives you a latte. They
I think
do a
that's like
1 to 3 ratio.
I swear America just defaults to the latte. I think some of the cappuccinos you order here
Oh my
are
god, fuck yeah.
lattes.
They're all or the opposite, or you say order a latte and they give you a cappuccino. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Like, isn't it a red flag if you ask for a cappuccino and there's latte art on it? Because like you can't really make latte art with a cappuccino because it's more foam, right?
Supposed to be. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know if
supposed
it's
to
a
be
red
literally
flag.
like a fucking foam thing on top.
Foam, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be like when you drink it, the foam gets stuck in your mustache, and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. We have to like there at the restaurant. We used to have a poster that like explained every single one. So it was like some coffee drinks have like a part of milk or a part of water, espresso, milk, and then it's just like a bunch of different shit. Or like you were saying, like the fake mocha was on like this map. I remember it was like chocolate, um, and a bunch of shit.
Yeah. But dude, remember? I forgot who inspired us, but we never fucking ran with it. Tonic, coffee tonics, like coffee cocktails. I think that'd be fun to do too.
I don't know. Where did we see that? Was that something I remember at one point I went to the restaurant and just started doing it, but I swear I probably had it somewhere.
I don't know. There was like just these cool drinks that were like tonic water, coffee,
Hmm.
lemon. I don't
I
know. They
don't
were
know where I
cool.
saw it. I remember I did one time. We did tonic, lemon juice, the espresso shot, and then you mix it up. It's bomb.
Yeah, we should. That's
Or
actually good summer drinks,
yeah, I used to do club soda. That might be my cocktail with the pizza.
dude. Shit, I might do something similar.
Yeah, that'd be sick, dude. We could just team up if you're interested.
Yeah, I'll think about it, man. A lot of people want to be
I
on that
gotta,
team.
yeah, of course. Like this guy, you guys are in for it, dude. I'm making my dough tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I gotta get. Yeah, what do you think? This is like a fucking playground. I have Vince.
Yeah.
He's overnight at water to me, so my pizza's gonna win no matter what.
For the audience, people, we're gonna have a pizza competition. If you didn't know, Luca worked in a pizza restaurant, an
Yeah, do you have
Italian
any
one.
photos of me doing that?
I'm sure there's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I was also involved with that pizza restaurant before it became a restaurant. I had taken a trip to Italy with the owner of that restaurant, and we literally went to every pizza shop. He talked to the people. Well, every pizza shop and every church. For some reason, he wanted to go to every church as
After the
well.
pizza shop, there was no like
Yeah.
correlation between the two.
Nah, it was just like his churches and pizza shops. And
And
then he
then
like
so he went,
flew some Italians to build the oven back where you lived.
but he went to all these pizza shops in Italy to learn what? To like learn how to do pizza?
How they do the pizza, the oven, the prep work, the type of wood. Like he nerded out, which, I appreciate him for that.
Yeah. I think it was like some of the here's a picture of me and you making pizza, dude.
Then he passed down that knowledge to you as one of his top fucking pizza chefs. Yeah.
There's us making Napoleon style pizza. That was our like hipster days.
Yeah.
Those were our hip days. I'm sure Trill has more pics. So Trill, if you're out there watching, send some photos over. So you went you went to all these different pizza shops. I feel like we asked this question already to somebody before, like somebody just came in from the gym from Italy, or he wasn't an Italian, he was an American living there right now. And you asked him the pizza. Would you say the pizza was like that good, or is it more of just like it's a different type of pizza? You can't compare it.
Great question. So to explain the trip a little more, we didn't just like chill in one spot. Like we literally went to Rome, Florence, Naples, which was apparently the pizza capital there. Tuscany. Tuscany.
There's Coach flipping a pizza.
Good times. Caserta, Venice, maybe even. We went everywhere. So we tried a bunch of different cities versions of pizza. So it'd be like here, right? Like you go to Chicago, that's one pizza. You go to Philly, that's
Different
or
type.
New York, that's a different type. Hawaii, another type. But anyway, I honestly thought the pizza was good there. Like better
Better.
than here. But again, it's that special Italian style. Like it's very flat crust, very crispy, charred.
Mm-hmm.
Tomato. They don't go fucking nuts with the cheese. It's just like a couple
Mm-hmm.
mozzarella like slices, not like shredded,
Mm-hmm.
and then some olive oil, basil like sprinkled on there. It's very
Mm-hmm.
sparse compared to like the American
Yeah.
New York pizza where it's like
Yeah.
fucking pound and a half of cheese. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I love that kind of pizza too. I think like New York pizza's fucking good, and there's some creative ass people there that are like, they do like a taco version New York pizza, which is bomb, like ground beef, little taco shells on it. We had this
What
one
would
place in
you?
college called Chris's Pizza, and like he had the craziest like dope ass slices.
I'm gonna pull up something. I want you to guess what you think the top 5 or top 10 pizza cities are in the world. But I don't know how to look that up. Best pizza cities
Yeah,
in the
I like
world.
it. Could always ask the Chat GPT, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking AI knows everything.
Interesting. My thought with the pizza in Italy before I jump to that, I wanted to know, or not know, the only difference I know is from when I was making it at Vecchio. So I've never been to Italy myself. I would
Random
totally be
Rick,
like,
do you fucking review pizza too? By the way, buddy, fucking let us know what you fucking reviewed.
yeah, he probably has.
God, what were you saying?
What's just like all I know from making pizza at Vecchio was like simple. It was like you just said, like very spot on. Like in Philly, it was like, let's make Philly cheesesteak pizza. There's gonna be some of this whiz wit, some onions, some of this, some of that, and it's just like greased up and like fake cheese versus like when we were in Italy, it was like we're at Vecchio, it was like the 12-inch pie, and you just put on this simple sauce with nothing in it, just tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, and 3 pieces of basil and no oregano. Like that's an American thing too.
Yeah.
All right. What website do we want here? What do we trust? World's best pizza cities. A lot of these are like
Random Rick, what do you review? Random stuff, right? Never really got into
random stuff. Yeah, he goes that way. All right. What do you think the top 10 cities are? All right, this
Naples.
is a bullshit list.
Okay.
This is a bullshit cities. All right, let's go. I think this is listed as cities. And it's kind of a bullshit list because there's a 3-way or 4-way tie between first place.
Tie?
Yeah, what
bullshit? That's the fucking AI.
What about this? This is a different website, Traveler's website here.
Okay.
This is where we need a tech guy. Or like I didn't know we were going to talk about pizza tonight. I would have had this prepared.
Told everybody we were talking about CrossFit. Switched to pizza and Sonos.
We're going to talk about CrossFit right after this. I got some beef to pick with some fucking people. No, I don't have beef to pick with anybody. Chat, if somebody can find this for me in the meantime, it'd be great. What's Random Rick saying?
Random Rick is saying just he reviews all kinds of stuff: video games, board games, chocolate bars, action figures, comic books, whatever. Have you reviewed Fortnite? OG Fortnite, Random Rick.
Yeah, OG, not this new shit. Best pizzas in the world. Like this is just there's no way. Let me go to Chat GPT. Hold on. Chat GPT. Here we come. This could just be. Is this what we're going? Wants me to sign in. Continue.
Here, I got it fired up. You want to ask what are the top 10 cities for the best pizza?
Yeah, top cities in the world for pizza. Okay. All right, you want to hit me with it? Your top 10? Did you already search it? You already know the answers?
No. It only gave me American cities.
All right, so here's the top cities in the world. Ranking the top cities in the world for pizza.
So hold on, I got good guesses on this.
Yeah, anybody in the chat, start dropping. We can go top 5 if we want. We'll go the top 5.
Obviously, Naples is up there. Naples, Italy. It's got to be.
Okay, what are we putting our number 1 as? Our number 1 pizza city.
Let me throw out some stuff. New York City.
Somebody in the chat, I want you to drop down. Somebody write down what he's saying.
So Naples, New York City. Okay. I'm telling you, this is definitely on there because Trill's cousin told me, and we went to one spot. Tokyo, Japan, surprisingly enough, has got to be on there.
Okay.
I think Caserta, Italy, might be on there.
Okay.
Rome, Italy might be on there.
Okay.
And then I think, Luke, you might have told me this, but I think Australia, I think it was Melbourne.
Okay.
And that's all I've got.
Okay. You want me to reveal what ChatGPT said?
Yeah.
Do you have a ranking? Do you know, you want to give me your top 3 and then I'll tell you because this is a list of 10 and you gave me 5.
Taryn said the best pizza was Amsterdam.
This chick. All right. You're pretty damn fucking good. I'll give it to you. Number 1.
Some though. How many cities did it give you? 10?
10. Do you want to keep going?
So was number 1 Naples?
Number 1 is Naples, the birthplace of pizza, known for its classic Napoleon-style pizza. Is that how you say it? It's not Napoleon. How did Frank used to say it? Napatelli?
Yeah. Napatelli.
Number 2. So you got number one right. I think you said Naples 100 fucking times.
Yeah, I
Number one city is Naples. Number two, you said what?
think I said New York.
New York is number two.
Okay.
Famous for its large foldable slices in a variety of different pizzerias. Barstool fucking president would probably say the
Yeah.
same.
I think
Number
that's what I
three.
was talking about.
Number three.
Number three, I think Trill said I said Tokyo.
Tokyo. It is not number three. Tokyo is number 7.
I knew it was in
Tokyo
there
is number
though.
7. Celebrates it for its high quality artisanal pizzas. Number 3.
What do you got?
Rome, Italy. Did you say Rome?
I did say Rome, but I didn't.
You
I
did say
said it
Rome.
fourth.
Known for its thin, crispy Roman style pizzas. I don't know if I've ever had a Roman style pizza. Number 4. I mean, look at the chats and people wrote some stuff down, dude. They can
Yeah, I
help you
thought
out.
Chicago too. I wanted to say Chicago, but I just hate deep dish pizza, so I don't want to give them any fucking credit.
Number 4 is Chicago.
There you
With
go,
the
Gaz.
famous
Straight.
it's famous for its famous deep dish pizza. I actually hate deep dish pizza. It's just
I
fucking
fucking
dough.
hate it.
Makes me sick.
Yeah.
It looks delicious when I watch it being cooked. I'm like, whoa, that looks fucking good.
Whoa, wait.
Me,
Sicilian. You remember Sicilian pizza?
see it, yeah, it
people
was
know
from
what that
Sal's
is?
Pizza Box.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
You can
knows
get it
what
anywhere.
Sicilian.
I don't think they know it from California people. Do you know what Sicilian pizza is? Drop it in the comments.
Sal's Pizza Box. He was from Sicily.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Continue
Number
on the list.
5. Number 5. You did not say this one. The city you hate.
Paris.
No, you don't hate Paris.
No, I don't hate Paris.
Paris is not even on the list. Number 5. Anybody in the chat know it? It's going to be San Francisco, known for its innovation and high quality pizza offerings. Number 6.
I
Number
mean, we've been to
6.
San Francisco. I don't remember
Yeah,
ever getting
trash pizza. Yeah, first of all, the water's trash. So
Was
the
it
pizza
you?
shit.
Did I go with you?
Yeah, we went. We got cheese or fucking
No,
grilled cheese for
but did
fucking
we
like
do
50
the-
bucks.
Yeah. But did we do the? Oh, shit, you got me hungry for grilled cheese. Did we do the conveyor belt sushi? Was I with you?
We
Were
tried.
trying to
We
find
searched.
it?
We
That's
tried
what
to
it was,
find
tried to
that,
find
and then
it.
we tried to find, for some fucking reason, the two of our dumbasses thought that wild buffalo roamed the city, so we drove.
They do. We saw them. We got
drove around
pictures
for
of 'em.
fucking
Dude, it took forever to
hours.
find them.
And we were like hoping we could go walk with them. We're like, how do we get in there? And then we're like, there's this barbed wire fence. We were searching the whole city, but we tried to find the sushi conveyor belt. I don't think we found it. I don't even remember what I think we ate sushi or dim sum, but I can't remember.
Gaz Drake
No,
4 says Detroit's on the list somewhere, which that sounds sus.
Number 6. We're on number 6. Keep all the people in the chat. They got a lot of good drops in there. I would keep checking that out. You did
Kevin
good.
said to
Number
watch
7,
Chef's Table Pizza on Netflix.
Have to watch it. One of my favorite things about, I think we talked about this before, like I was telling all of you guys, I just like the basket idea of like, hey, here's the thing. You got an hour, whip something. Not even an hour, 30 minutes, whip something up like breakfast. Go for it. Give me some shit and I'll make something. Fucking
Same.
compote out of something. Number 6, Los Angeles.
Whoa, shit. No
Yeah, like
way,
fucking
bro.
Bobrick pizza.
We're just grasping. You're telling me nowhere else in the world has better pizza than
Better
LA?
pizza. That's it. I say it's LA because it's fucking population, and like the people who made this article probably be like, we have to put our home city here.
I guess
Number
we're gonna have
7
to
was
take a trip down to LA.
Yeah, this is like we're gonna have to start testing all these out. Number 7 was your Japan. It was Tokyo. Number 8.
I've experienced the pizza, and it's Trill can back me up. It was fucking bomb, and it gave me some ideas for my pizza comp coming up.
All right, I'm interested here. Do you know what number 8 is?
It's probably some stupid place like
You said it. You've said it. You
Paris?
literally got most of it. No,
Melbourne.
the fucking city of
Well,
food.
you told
Best
me that. I'm pretty
food
sure.
city in the world is Melbourne. You can tell me I'm wrong. Google it, research it. If you're a foodie, Melbourne, coffee, Melbourne, all of it. All the coffee roasters we order from are basically from that area. Um, Melbourne, known for its vibrant food scene and excellent pizza. I actually worked in a wood-fired pizzeria in Brisbane or in Burleigh for one night.
How do they say Melbourne down there in the down under?
Matt and Lana used to say it like a little bit different. You'll elongate the L, Melbourne. um, I forget. Sandra Biziani's from there. She was born there.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's sick.
Why'd she
Number
leave?
9. Number 9. You did not say this one. Nobody in the chat said this one.
Give us a continent.
It's on the northern hemisphere, I think.
So like,
I got a hint for you. The Eagles.
Philadelphia?
No. Think deep. Think deep. Anybody in the chat, you know it. You fucking know it.
The Eagles.
You got 10 seconds. Chat, somebody take a guess. Somebody take a guess. Whoever gets this right is going to get...
Pittsburgh?
Did anybody notice my dope hat? This guy. The Eagles are playing in Brazil on September 6th. It's from Brazil, renowned for its unique take on pizza with the local ingredients is the pick. And then number 10, to close it out, my boy, GZD Detroit, famous for its thick rectangle, crispy edge tortoise style pizza. The thing with that's Sicilian style pizza that Detroit made their own version, I think.
Interesting. No one in chat seems to know what a Sicilian pizza is. So I'm going to tell you, chat. It's a thick crust with a tomato paste style sauce with Parmesan cheese. That's it. Sprinkled on there. Yeah. That's all it is. For some reason, it's so fucking good cold.
Yeah, it's way better cold. You used to add like parties, any family party, birthday party, you'd get this big fucking box and it would just be a thing on the table and it has a distinct smell to it.
Yeah.
The cubes, and you
it's
never
the tinny taste.
Yeah, but you taste the tomato from the can, but you always wanted a middle one, and it would like be all this sauce, and you like shove the whole piece in your mouth, and then eventually you'd grab a corner one with 2 edges.
Yeah.
And then you'd have that. Oh, Pop used to love those things.
Yeah, it's like the party pizza. Yeah. I don't know if they know what those are in California.
I don't think so. Is one of somebody's got to make one. We got to find one. That's our food segment for the podcast. One of my favorite foods is pizza. Me and Nick, my homeboy, we used to smoke some weed, and we would stare at the stars on the driveway in the spot we called it. We just stare at the stars after work, the restaurant, and then we'd order pizza from TD Alfredo's, double cheese. We'd get it. The guy would deliver it. It was always the same dude. We would thank him. We would tip him, and then we would like take a bite out of it, and that's it. And he would eat it the whole thing the next day.
You know what's weird? How come stuffed crust never really got past Pizza Hut? Like, that's kind of a good idea.
I think it's just too hard and like not real. Like the stuffed pizza was probably like some factory or like married the bread together somehow.
Yeah. I always thought it was a good idea.
I thought the other thing too, I like the cheese stick one where you would pull the cheese sticks off of the crust and then you had a floppy pizza. I don't know.
Terrence says Sicilian pizza sounds like grandma pizza, which I'm not sure if that's a place around here or a style that the Californians call it.
It's probably a style. It's probably like she's probably thinking of like DiGiorno's pizza or some shit. It ain't DiGiorno's. Yeah, I mean we should call some pizza places right now. Just ask them if they have a Sicilian style pizza. Pull up.
Yeah, we're gonna do that in LA. So we got a pizza tour in LA coming up. Random Rick, though, it's true. There are buffalo just chilling out there in San Francisco.
Yeah, but it's not wild. They're literally in a caged area, and it's just how they roll. Well, this is where we lose most of the chat. What do you have on CrossFit?
want to stay on the pizza thing for a second.
Yeah, go for it. We could stay the whole time on the pizza thing.
So you are actually, did Frank like certify you? What
No,
they
but I
call
should have been.
pizzioli? A pizzioli.
Yeah, he's certified, right?
I think so.
We're like in Italian standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not certified.
But I mean, like he taught you everything. I mean, did he
Yeah.
really teach you much?
I mean, it's super simple. It's literally like, yeah, there was like a way to make the dough. There's this, like a machine for it. You have to weigh out the amount of flour you want it. And then after you take the flour, you take the yeast, and it was fresh yeast. So I'm trying to search for that right now for my recipe. There's a cube. It's certain weight of that. So the amount, it was like a ratio, and then salt and then water, and it had to be the room temperature water, like freezing cold water, no bueno. So we would do like, you'd have to get the sink to like a normal temperature, dump it in there, and it just mix. Eventually you take it out, boom, flop it on the counter, cover it with saran wrap, and let it sit for hours and rest. And then you had to like make little balls that were like 150, like 6 grams. And you have to roll them up really tight, put them down.
But you didn't use that like pressing machine, right? That like pressed out the dough for you. It was
No,
all by hand.
yeah. So you would roll out these little balls. And then after that, we'd sit in these things, put them in the fridge, and then they sit out, and the dough is warm when you're working with it. So you like take it out, you put flour on it, then you not like cornstarch or any of that stuff. Like, you know how like I've seen pizza shops around here that are Italian pizzerias, they were like putting it in corn flour or something like that. I don't like orange. We'd put it in the Caputo flour, both sides, put on the table, press circle, and then you pull, stretch, pull, stretch, pull, stretch. Done. 4 pulls, 12 inches. The hardest thing was they would rip all the time.
Yeah,
like, dude, when I first started making, like the fucking anxiety, because it's like, not that it's a lot of waste of money, but you mess up the counter, and like we were trying to do 3, so it was 1, 2, 3. Somebody would be opening, somebody would be making the pies, somebody would be popping them in the oven. They cook in 60 seconds. You get it out. Everybody's yelling. People watch you while you're cooking. And you know these guys too, they're fucking straight up Italians.
Yeah.
You ever work with Bobby?
Yeah.
Caputo? I don't know if his last name, not Caputo. That was the flour. What's the fucking Pelli? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like the fucking Italian mob. This is what he always reminded me of. But it was fun. It was a good time in my career, my life. Got me around some people. As a teenager, I tossed pizza dough at the pizza factory. Where's that at? Oh, hi.
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. I feel like every kid, like, do you think that's lost? Do you think it's gone? That type of
with
stuff,
minimum
like
wage rising, yeah, maybe.
but not even like minimum wage. I'm just saying, like doing jobs like that, like you landscaped.
Yeah, like why would you pay someone not qualified for someone more qualified? Like that was the whole point of like a cheap job, because like you're just a high school kid, you're just saving up for some gas and like going out to eat random times.
Yeah, I guess
that was perfect for you. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it is kind of lost a little bit.
You think that's bad?
Yeah.
I would agree, but why do you think it's bad?
Because it's like experiences, right? Like you're just fucking working, like you're doing stupid shit too. As a kid, I remember I worked at the grocery store for a little bit. We would just like
as a bagger.
No, I was in the dairy section, and apparently, like, just like the loss prevention's a real thing. Like any little cookie dough thing that was open, there'd be like a little open stash in the back freezer with all the milk, and everyone would just be eating it. Or so like,
you guys would just.
But
was that just for the dairy team?
Well, yeah, because we were the only ones in the dairy freezer or the dairy fridge. We were the only ones allowed back there
that knew about it.
Yeah,
that's too funny. Did you ever work in a? I never did. I was always like restaurants, but in like a deli.
No.
Something I always want, like a legit, like Forestas, like,
like
where you were, when you were explaining, like, yeah, where they just scream at you, what do you want? It's like every Sunday, like my mom, when we were younger, we all have to go grocery shopping with her. It's the fucking pain in the ass. But it was like all 4 or 5 kids, load up with Beck. We'd shoot on down to the grocery store. We'd go to Giant, and which was the grocery store on the East Coast. We'd go grocery shopping, you go up and down the aisles, whatever. But then we'd go to the meat counter at Forestas, and for school lunches was always like, we'd get like, what do you want this week, Luke? Roast beef. Let's get a half a pound of roast beef. What do you want? All right, what do you want? American cheese. And then I want Swiss cheese. And we want this. And then we just like have They would slice it up for you fresh and hand it to you.
Well, first they'd give you the little one slice. Hey, try
Yeah.
this. That's all right. Is that all right? Then they'd be like, it's
Dude,
a quarter over. It's a quarter over. Is that all right? All right,
is that a
good.
thing out here anywhere still? Like, do they let you try it?
I don't
Now
know.
that you say that, I remember we used to at presses, we would just go there and Pop would be like, "What do you want?" I would be lunch. He would be like, "What do you want to try?" And I'd be like, "The roast beef." Boom. They'd slice 2 pieces of roast beef. They'd give it to you. Then Pop would say, "Give me that cheese." And he was like old, so would always put food in his mouth and it'd fall out. He wasn't that old. He just didn't give a shit. He was Italian.
As a kid, you would just not really realize why they did it, but then like as they got older, you're like, oh, they were just trying to see if you liked the slice, if it was thick enough.
Yeah. But Pop used to eat it all the time. Like, that's how he would feed us. Or at least that's what he did with me and Maggie. But yeah, but he would just do it with a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
I don't think they even do that anymore. It's like a standard. It's like you're getting the thinnest of thin, and it's going to be whatever. But that was awesome. That was like one of my. You think about all the things you did growing up.
Random Rick was a paper route, which was another job that I was like, how do you get that job?
As a kid, was a paper route. Never do it. Yeah, so he literally. I feel like Vince did that too for a hot second, or somebody.
Was that on a bike, Random Rick, or did you have a car at the time?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Was it a bike, or did you just drive around and toss it out the window? That's like the milkman. Like Vince, did anybody here in the chat grow up with a milkman? Because Vince used to tell me about that growing up. They had a milkman. I don't know if it would be something like out here because they don't have as many farms, right? I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
But that was something that Vince and them had, like where the milkman would come every week. You put the glass jar back outside. Now it's like you go to Sprouts, you buy the milk. Who knows how long it's been there? And then you got to bring the fucking jar back. But the milkman used to pick it up. Collecting the money.
Payday was rough.
Yeah.
Drive route looked fun though, dude. I used to watch the paper guys, and it was just like they had a window down, like middle of winter, and they were just like fucking launching papers out the door. They didn't care where it landed.
Yeah, you'd have to, if it was snowing back home, you had to search in the front yard for it. That was Pop's favorite thing. You'd have to like go outside and dig in the snow for it, and it was always in the orange bag, double bagged.
Oh, so Chris is shedding some light on here. I didn't realize that you had to collect the money from the customers. I thought the job just paid you. Yeah, that's nuts.
That's what I guess Random Rick is talking about.
But that's like the good point. That's the whole point, right? This is like what the jobs do. They make you uncomfortable. I remember like one of my first jobs was construction with my cousins, but it was just like, I'm working on someone's house. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I could barely swing a hammer. Chris would be like, yeah, put the trim up in this room, okay? And then let me know when you're done. And I was like, with what? He's like, this nail gun. And I'm like, dude, I never even used this thing before.
That's too awesome. So you would just go in there, and how old were you? This was like in your teens?
I'm done, dude. My hamstring just flew out. Oh, shit. Fuck. Luke programmed this running watt today. Holy shit, it was killer.
It's funny because when I do the programming, I'm always curious what everybody's going to think. It's one of my favorite things at the end of the day is like ask everybody what they thought. Because I love I hate it when somebody shits on it, but at the same time, I like to challenge them and be like, well, you didn't push hard enough for this or that. There's obviously the ones where it's like probably a shit workout and like everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Like not fun, but
like I was saying though, like those jobs, just you do uncomfortable shit and you learn a lot when you're uncomfortable. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you agree when you were like doing pizza in front of people and all the customers and you were like fucking freaking?
Yeah. Or like you have to make 20 different tickets while the guy who always comes in wants to talk for an hour, and you got to be able to multitask, or you have to learn how to tell them to fuck off. Hey, look, man, I can't talk right now. But that's why I feel like jobs are lost. Like the way I got, I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it was great.
Remember your first job?
Yeah,
that the crazy chef.
That's what I was just gonna say. The way I got treated at restaurants was like, I think that helped sculpt me as a person. Like I got fucking plates thrown across the room at us. I got hit in the head with a pot one time because I was in the way. They took food out of the sink one time and like fucking wiped it across my face. She got in trouble for that, but by like the law, I think eventually they got in trouble and arrested. But Like you learn so much more. Like they don't give a shit. Like when restaurant hours were busy and like we were in the busy hours, like Chris did not give a fuck. The shit they used to call us at fucking 14 years old. My first chef, the second chef I ever worked with his name was Jerry. Guy taught me so much about life. Like when it was busy, he would like sit down with us. I was 15 or 16 and he would just talk to me about like, school, girls, whatever he
When
like
it
felt like giving me advice
was
on.
busy or wasn't busy?
Wasn't busy.
Oh, okay.
But then when it would get busy, he would like, they always called me Lucas. And
which is
they would always
just so
yeah, it's not my name. But yeah, but they all called me Lucas. And it was like when it wasn't busy or when it was busy and shit was going down and they would call me Luke and like to shorten it to then tell me to fuck off or like go fuck yourself or figure this the fuck out. I'm like this 15-year-old. But it made me like hate school more because like I went to school and I was like, this is dumb shit. Like me and Nick are out here doing this shit. It was so much better. Like living life like Fabian was like making us move 100-pound kegs, or they were more than that, 200-pound kegs. Like, yeah, bring this inside of me and Nick are these like fucking kids. I played tennis, pee-wee. I weighed like 120 pounds. The good days, man. The good days. Now life's just stressed.
Yeah, I love those jobs. I loved working at the garden center. That was my favorite. Then I was cutting grass for like a premier like a public gardens you would go to just to walk around the gardens.
Did you ever get in trouble by like somebody like in the public garden? Did anybody ever come up to you and like say you fucking like ran over my flower bed or like you fucked up their mulch or whatever?
No. Nah, I feel like hard work goes a long way. I never got yelled at because I was always just a hard worker.
Yeah.
Even when I put diesel in the gas truck at the garden center, I didn't get yelled at.
For anybody that hasn't heard the story before, it wasn't supposed to have diesel. How'd you even? It's a different nozzle. You just didn't think it fit,
dude. That's the funniest part of the story. Where I got confused was it was a dump truck, right? So I guess I just assumed all dump trucks were diesel.
Yeah.
And we had diesel vehicles, but anyway, it was like on low, and I'm like, I guess I'll fill it. I had the card. I was like, fucking badass. I pull it, and you're right. The funny thing is, the diesel nozzle doesn't fit inside the tube.
Yeah, all for that reason.
Yeah, of course, I didn't even think of that. I'm just like, this is so stupid. I was like in the gas station, like bent over, aiming the nozzle like through the hole. It's like stripping everywhere. I'm like, I can't believe people do this all the time. I had no idea. The funniest thing was like it starts driving and I got like 2 miles middle of Spring City. It starts to like sputter on the hill.
That's too fucking funny.
And I still had no idea. So I pulled it into a gas station. I call the manager there. His name was Ty, and I'm like, yeah, I don't understand. It's just like sputtering. And he's like trying to diagnose. He's like, well, the oil's good, right? Like, he's like, I'm like, yeah, I just was at the gas station. I, filled it with the diesel. And he was just like, wait, what'd you say? I'm like, I filled it with the diesel. You have to like aim it in the hole. And he was like, all right, I'll be there in a little bit.
How did they siphon it out?
Yeah, just siphon it all out.
Into what? The fucking ground?
No, into like Joe. He saved it because the tractors there, the front loaders were all diesel.
God. That's the funniest thing, though.
You know the haunted hayride? They would fill the tiki torches with diesel.
Did they?
Yeah,
well, I guess diesel's filled with more. It's more oil based, right? I think it's a different cut.
Yeah,
I'm sweating. That just made me cry. But those moments are like, I was watching something earlier actually, or we were talking. We had this big thing at work, and we were trying to like fix all this stuff, and I was part of the panel, I guess, for get reviewed or whatever. So I was talking to them, giving them feedback, and in those instances, like, how would you react now if like that guy Tony, whatever his name was, like fucking reamed you? Like, what would you do now? You'd be like, probably you would take that you learned then and probably have that somewhere else in your life. So like, if somebody dropped the barbell, you now are like, just don't drop it. But if that reaction, like, do you think you'd fucking snap? You'd be like a nut job.
Yeah, probably.
What the fuck did you drop the barbell for? You fucking idiot.
Yeah, if that's
we were
all
talking
I knew.
about learning. Yeah, if that's all you knew. That's funny. But I think again, those things just teach you more, and that's what's lost now. Like people don't have those experiences. It's like when I was telling you guys that when I learned how to drive stick shift, bought my first car. We bought a Jeep Wrangler, and they said, "You're driving home." And I said, "I don't know how to drive stick." They said, "I guess we'll figure it out, won't we?" I'm on like main roads, like fucking grinding gears. I figured it out really quickly because there's cars behind me, and I was like, my heart was
Yeah.
pounding. I'm like, we're going through, and where we're from, it's like hilly. So everywhere you go is like, oh fuck, here's a stop sign. I'm like, I'm not stopping. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go. Hit the hill. They're like, all right, you're gonna have to let off, and it's trying to like go into the gears. But again, I just don't think we do that anymore.
No, I
Life's
mean,
different now.
Chris brings up tips. Earning tips was the best, and it was like crazy because, like, dude, you don't realize how many people tip for such random stuff. I used to get tips
Yeah.
for like putting Christmas trees on the cars, or just like putting bags of mulch in people's cars. People would tip you.
Yeah.
I mean,
But those are
restaurants
cool
it's like
too.
comes with. But did you ever have someone like tip the chef?
Yeah, all the time. So we had this cool thing. It was at the restaurant on the menu where it was buy the kitchen around a beer, and it was $12, and it was basically it was like $4 a head. So we had 3 guys in the kitchen, and it would ring in. It would go to the kitchen and be like chef, and they would like all celebrate and laugh. And it was like they can either have a beer or they get the cash, and it was cool. So they
That
can
is
either
cool.
actually have a legitimate beer at like at the end of the night. They would just cash out. And like so many fucking people did it.
Really?
Also had people that would be like, dinner was exquisite tonight. Can the chef come out? I was like, this is fucking Ratatouille.
The chef
This
comes
ain't,
out.
yeah, no, fucking Chris. Like, I ain't going out there. And he would like make the sous chef go out. He's like, put my coat on and go out there. I'm not talking to them. It's the greatest thing ever. But I feel like you never got to work in a restaurant. I feel like it's just, I feel like that should be like a part of initiation, like between the ages of 12 and 14, like some sort of set job. Like they're not like the military draft, but you have to do a restaurant at some point in your life between the ages of 12 or 14 and 16. You have to work as a busboy or a bus girl. Like, yeah, 12 to 14, you're the dishwasher. Like you have to go into one of these trades. Like you got to pick when you're in high school. It's like the draft or like whatever's needed at that time in society.
I agree.
Like I feel like it would just teach you more. It would allow for people to know what it's like to fucking have hardship. Because like as a busboy, you bust your ass off, and at the time you didn't know anything about it, but you get $50, and you're like, let's fucking go. Now I know about it. Like the waiters and waitresses are making $400, and you do half the work.
Yeah. I mean, the garden
Like
center was no cakewalk either. Like fucking literally watering plants. I wanted to
all
kill
day.
myself, dude. It was like from sometimes like in the middle of summer, it'd be like from 10 a.m. till you were done, 4 p.m.
In the
watering every
sun.
single fucking plant in the nursery.
But that teaches you so much discipline.
And then fucking some douche, fucking your coworker buddy would like fucking skip out, take a 4 hour lunch, and then the manager'd be like, "Well, you got to water his section." And you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Because they would just not come back.
Yeah, because it's like, the shit in school that they don't teach you is like fucking life ain't fair. You
Yeah.
get fucked over somehow.
Well, I think they teach that. I think it's different now. I think it's just more like everybody's more cautious or like, I'm not controversy here. It's more of just like, it definitely is not the same. Like even us growing up, like our fucking life was way different than Chris's.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure Chris like
Imagine
had
Chris
it
as a
way different.
busboy.
Yeah.
Probably
Like the
got
chef probably
thrown,
did some
physically
fucked up shit.
abused.
Yeah, yeah. Tripped, like hazed. Probably some crazy shit. What was delivery day like at the nursery? That probably fucking sucked. Like, did you guys get delivery or was it
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
how
Delivery
did you?
day. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course, the owner's always excited because all his plants. He can't wait. He'd just walk around the truck, do a quick little inventory, and then leave. And then we just have to like
yeah,
unload everything. There's like a forklift
yeah.
in play, a lot of heavy lifting.
That's what I was getting at. Same thing for us when we got liquor or beer. It was like I'll be like, oh, fine, okay, okay. I have to go. It's like, where are you going?
Yeah.
The hard work starting now, douche. That's too funny. What about like even
And the
at school? I
stupid
was like,
thing, dude, which like I don't see it around here, but like for the trees or the big stuff at the nursery, I don't know if Eric made this up himself or what. Not Eric, the sex god. Eric, my old boss. Um,
it's not
like for all the
we refer to him
trees,
as
they were
the
in
sex
these
god.
like they were in these like 2 foot mulch beds. So like when you got tree deliveries, you had to dig holes to put the tree pots in so that they didn't blow over or whatnot. So that would take like so like if when the truck would open and it was like trees in there, we'd be like, fuck.
Wait. So the tree on the delivery would come and you had to do what?
You had to bury them in these 12-foot or like 2-foot mulch beds to like put the pot under, I guess to keep it moist and so it didn't blow over. I don't know. I don't know if Eric made that up because you don't see that
Oh,
around here.
oh. So you had to take the mulch, move it, black mulch,
Yeah, dig a hole or with a pitchfork, dig a pitchfork hole with the black mulch, put the tree with the pot in the
and then
hole,
cover it.
cover the pot hole, the
He
pot.
probably, yeah, this was probably something like his dad taught him or his
Yeah.
grandpa growing up. And it was like, this is just how we do shit.
Yeah.
Did nothing.
Keep on
Vince used to
digging.
make us just like mulch the whole yard. And it was the fucking mulch that would make your hands black
Yeah.
for days. Like your fucking cuticles would be fucked, your fingernails would be fucked. But that's like the smell of mulch I love.
Yeah.
It smells like manure.
The good mulch though, the one where it's like
Yeah.
a giant pile and like you uncover it, it
Yeah.
steams.
And it steams. Those were the good days. Like, yeah, when that was like Vince's like Candyland for him. Like the big truck would come, he'd order it. He's like, I'm getting 5 yards of mulch delivered today.
That was
And then
me,
you like,
dude, in the dump truck. I'd come
yeah, you
over.
back up, drive it. He had a hill driveway, so like always the dump trucks would hit the driveway and like just scrape it. And he'd always get pissed. Then they'd come and they would dump it in the wrong place. He'd call Eric and rip him. They dumped it in the wrong place. Now I can't get in my fucking driveway. Was that the shit you would do?
You just reminded me, like Dave, one of the old guys that would work there, would always, anytime there was a mulch levy, he'd be the first one to like run over there and get it just to get out of watering. And that was another reason. Like, oh, I guess you got to do Dave's section because he's taking a delivery order, and you're like, fuck
Yeah.
you, dude.
And the delivery order was like a higher priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also did some shit jobs. You were the FedEx boy. What was that fucking like? Because I have
Dude,
beef with fucking FedEx.
Package handling sucks, and yes, your packages get the shit kicked out of them.
Did you
Some
kick packages?
fucking wild dudes in there. I mean, every once in a while, yeah. Like,
Did
kick a
people
dead one.
take packages? Did you ever see that happen?
No, but like they're trying to like some people you could tell they have OCD, and they're like trying to make the perfect stack. And like this one fucking Irish dude named Steve Blundy. I can remember his full name. Fucking, he was fucking nuts, and he was just always angry. And he would just like if he couldn't get a package, he'd like punch it into the hole. And like if anyone, he was real easy to piss off. He was Irish. He was a nut.
Did he have like a full Irish accent?
Yeah, and anytime there was a heavy box, he had to make a big deal of like how he was coming to help, like grab the heavy box and load it in. He'd like heave it.
Break whatever the fuck's in it. If it said fragile, was he fragile with it? He didn't give a shit.
He didn't give a shit. No one gives a
It's
shit. Dude,
fu-
those
yeah.
labels don't mean dick.
Yeah, that's fucked. No way. If it says like live when we order fish and shit, you think they beat the shit out of them?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Dude,
you
no
guys
one
are
looks at
fucked.
those labels. You think, dude, it's so chaos in there. At least the FedEx I worked at, packages was coming down a chute so fast. Like, you don't give a fuck. You're not even reading them. They're just like trying not to get backed up. Because if you back up your chute, then like it stops the people who are splitting the packages deciding where they're going, like what trailers they need to go to. And then if the belt stopped, then the manager gets on the walkies. What happened? Jam up in 4. Blundy, can you go to 4 and help those guys out? And they'd be like, I can't believe it. You're in a cold trailer.
That's too funny. And it's so they at the top were organized. You were just in like a basement, so it was basically like that scene from Elf where you guys are in like the mail room, just jamming out.
Well, the fun part was it was me, my friend Eric, the sex guy, and my friend Nate at one point. So we all worked there. So it was fun when we were in the same trailer because we could work as a team. But then we were, I guess, smarter people. So they put us to the harder job, the splitting, which was boring. You literally just sit on a tower and you look at zip codes and you just move them to the chutes that they need to go.
That's what you eventually went to
Yeah, and I got stuck there. I couldn't leave.
because you were too good at it.
Yeah, I would tell the manager every time I hate the split and I'm going to quit.
What'd he
soon.
say?
He's like, I'm going to put you in a trailer, man. I'm going to get you. The funnest part was taking the packages off the trailers, off the little vehicles that you see outside, like the FedEx guy.
Yeah,
They all
that
had
was the
pickups.
funnest job.
That was the fun one because you get to walk down, go to different people's trucks, and just all you do is take a package out of the truck and put it on the belt. That's it. And then the
Okay.
belt takes it to the
And
trailers.
what was fucking fun about that?
It was just way better. It was chill. there was no pressure. There's not no packages coming at you.
Yeah. You know what that job reminds me of that I've always wanted to have? I don't know if I'd want it now. Maybe I would one day. But I want to work for an airline and be the fucking bag boy. I want to like fucking empty a plane as quick as I fucking can. Because it like every time I'm watching them, I'm just like, God, what is take like what they're just jamming out there having fun. They don't give a fuck. And you're like sitting on the plane, you're like, hurry up, man, hurry up, get my bag. Where's my bag? Or just like
The other,
getting the puzzle to fit. Like I think it'd be a
yeah.
cool job.
The other high school
Just
job I
to,
wanted to do was a caddy, but I don't golf.
to be a cat, that's where you make cash money.
Yeah, I always heard
That's what
that.
the kashish is. It's like, oh, you can make 200, 400, $500 in a day. You might make more, depends who's, who your bag you're carrying. But you needed to know shit about golf. Because like
Yeah.
at some of these bougie clubs, they ask you, like, oh, what club should I use? And you're like, I am fucking know, bro. You want,
It's just
you
like
want this?
any job, though. You just make it up. Like landscaping, they're like, "What flower should I put here?" And you'd be like, "Ah, these butterfly bushes, like they're good."
Well, that's so true because we just went to the nursery like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It's like
And
the
this guy was
restaurant when you're a kid and they
assisting.
ask you
Yeah.
what's good here. Like you don't give a shit.
Yeah, we were trained though hardcore. Like Fabian, like made us like have illegitimate answers. He would like we'd walk in for like service, like line. He'd be like, "What's your favorite food on the menu? Tell me now." Everybody like in the beginning, everybody was like the only sandwich we had on the menu. Everything else was like duck confit, beef bourguignon, all these other crazy things, and like all of the kids were like the grilled cheese, the short rib grilled cheese. And like he like would train everybody to be like, no, that's not. Oh, what's your favorite thing? And what wine do you want with it? What wine would you put with it?
He was nuts.
Yeah. We're 16.
Yeah, that's the stupid thing. Like, what fucking person is asking a 16-year-old what fucking wine to have?
But it was like the clout we carried too was like, this restaurant's great. Like everybody here is so knowledgeable. Because Fabian would be like, no, you're going to put the Bruno Veltliner with this. Why wouldn't you? It's and he would just like scream at us like that. And then eventually, as we got older, it would be like, now you're gonna taste it. Like I know, you're 18, but you're gonna spit it out. Be like in your mouth. He'd be like, spit it out. And you have to spit it out into the cup, and then he'd get to tell him what it tasted like. One of the greatest jobs in my life.
Career, dude.
That was the greatest job of my life. I don't think I miss it because I get tired at nighttime, but because like a normal day, I'd still be grinding right now. I'd be talking to people. Yeah, how's your night? This is awesome. Then you got to clean up all their shit, polishing.
You had the
When he
weirdest
was really
schedule.
big. Yeah, it sucked, but it was dope. I used to just hang out all day, work out, walk the dogs, chill. Some days I didn't work. Some days I did. It's not very like, career oriented
Yeah.
for what I was doing. I was trying. It was like too wishy washy. It was like, oh, you're not working this week, Luke. We don't need you. And be like, oh, I guess I just won't make money this week. So that was always the shitty part.
Yeah. So CrossFit, dude, what do you got for us?
Well, if anybody out in the chat wants to call in and tell us about the shittiest job you've had or
Yeah.
like the best job you've had, like I'd love to hear that before we dig into some CrossFit. It's also 9-10 chat. It's a school night. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Jay up.
Yeah. Eric, I see you in the gram. Like, call in.
Yeah, who's out there? Like, drop your name. Just say I. I want to know who's out there. CrossFit. Been really trying to keep it simple in the world of the CF world. My programming has been couplets and triplets. Trying to make sure we get benchmarks in. Trying to make sure practicing one of the 10 general physical skills on the reg. Or trying to make sure we practice the 10 general physical skills. Cardiovascular endurance, stamina, so on. So this got it. Like that's my theme right now. And that's what I think I'm just going to continue to do is like this week, I think we have couplets and triplets every week. I mean, we're going to do chippers every now and then, but last week we did, I don't know if anybody out there who's from the gym watching this, we did a couplet every day last week. Even on heavy days, I still managed to get some sort of skill work in there for you. Tomorrow, same thing. Instagram Live is done. Just lost the old Instagram Live. You gonna get it live or
I'll do whatever you want. Want me to reboot it?
You don't have to. They can just come on over to YouTube. um, but yeah, it's just my thing with CrossFit.
Do you ever
I,
surprise yourself
with what?
like workouts? Or you're like, wow, that was fucking way harder than I thought that was gonna be, or wow, that was like way easier than I thought that was gonna be.
Yeah, kind of like I was saying earlier. Like most of the time when I program them, like you can make any WOD hard. I think my bigger fear is like fucking it up really bad. Like doing something where it's like not as hard as you thought it would be, and like everybody got through it in like cake, which is fine. Like in the end of the day, like cool, we still moved, we still everybody breathed. You practice things like they
Yeah.
probably worked out for a reason. Um, then there's like weeks where I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fucking a hard week, and like the more and more I do it, like this week, I literally said to you guys, like this is gonna be fucking tough. Same thing last week. I was just like, I know, this is gonna be a tough week. But I try to sprinkle in like those moving days or those heavy. Like tomorrow is like heavy weight, but you're doing 1 rep 7 times. It ain't gonna be that bad.
Yeah.
So like I try to build those in. But yeah, I surprise myself often. Like today, it's fucking way
Today.
harder than
Yeah, like you. I mean, like they're hard runs, but like you were like, I mean, I was like, yeah, 3 minutes. That's like a long time. Like I should be feeling
yeah.
fresh, dude. My heart rate was not coming down.
Yeah. Or just like in general, like you were saying, like every time you're doing it, it was just you got slower and you got tireder. And for so the workout today was 6 rounds. The whole thing was for time. So you did a 200-meter sprint, 100-meter jog, 100-meter sprint, 50-meter jog, and then you rested 3 minutes. And every round going through that, I just got more and more tired. I just was like able to sprint the 100 meters though. Like I
Yeah, that
just was able
100
to like,
meters felt good.
yeah, it was just like you were at the end, your heart rate was going, you just calmed down, and all of a sudden you're like, go, go, go. And that was like, I thought a really fun workout.
The 200s were like the ones where you just really
Brutal.
noticed yourself fall off.
Yeah, 100% every time. Part of it was just like the distance
Yeah.
going to that stop sign. You're like, oh, how you? I was like, are you sure it's this far?
Well, that's what I was talking to Chris about it. I'm like, man, like we always do 200s with a turnaround.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, does my body just like need that little break of like when you turn around? Because it
Yeah.
felt so much longer the way we did it today, where it was just straight all the way.
100%. I was thinking the same exact thing. And I was like, I mean, we were able to push way harder today because we weren't turning around. That's the other crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like
And so maybe
the
that
amount
affects
of,
it too.
yeah, the amount of time though, like when we did that workout a couple weeks ago, our 200s, like for me and you were like, I think 38 to 45. Today I was consistently under 40. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's what a real 200 feels like, I guess, without me
Yeah.
stopping my momentum.
You have to. There's no other way to turn
Yeah.
around, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, you can't unless you have like a circle where you can like do like a track where you don't
Yeah.
actually have to slow down. But no, I surprised myself there. Um, but I was just trying to stick to the roots, just like the basics. Fucking very classic
You know,
CrossFit
the funny thing
workouts.
is, I love the guy, so this is not a knock at him. But it's just like a testament to how competitive he is. Like Aaron, just running with Aaron. Like I just realized, like I'm not that competitive of a person. I'm a little bit more like, at least with CrossFit, I guess maybe because I just like I view it more as training than like we're actually competing for anything.
Yeah.
But like so I'm like little more like, I guess what's the word, like conscious of people around me. Like I'm trying to make sure like, hey, because like, you know, the run course is like you can accidentally cut people off.
Yeah.
But
Hit
like
somebody. Yeah.
running with Aaron, like he's just fucking, he's so competitive. He's just going for the gold. Like, yeah, I appreciate that
Every
about him.
time.
But like
Yeah.
he would like accidentally like ran me into the fence on one of them, like around that building, like the corner.
Yeah. You guys were neck and neck though, right? The whole time, all of you.
Yeah, we were like
Yeah.
yeah,
That's fun.
every time. I mean, like
That's
we
fun.
at the 200, we'd kind of break apart towards the end, and then I would take the recovery runs like slow. I was like, I'm gonna try to take like the full 45-second jog to recover,
Hmm.
but the boys would just come running right next to me.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
just,
like the fun thing to watch too is like when you get close to the 100 mark to sprint. You know, like Aaron would start sprinting early. Sam would kind of like jog into it and then get faster as
yeah.
soon as someone was next to him.
Yeah. It's funny. I saw that when I was coaching earlier. It was like, even after like two people were like head to head on the whole time, and like every time they got to the speed hump at the end of the workout, one would be in front of the other one, but they would race so they would tie each other at the finish line. It was just like every time I was like, it's a casual jog, like almost walk for the 50. Like you should be hurting.
Yeah.
Which I think most people did across the board from what I saw today. But it was fun. It's also like always daunting or not. It's challenging to program when you're I'm not sure how people are going to feel like yesterday. Same thing, like the single leg box jump programming. And I'm like, I'm going to get flack for this. Everybody's going to be like, the fuck, stupid. Both fucking hard. There was moments where I was like, I can't jump right now. I'm going to eat shit.
Dude. Like that workout was cool. People watching, it was 5 3-minute AMRAPs, 6 sumo deadlifts, 9 hand release push-ups, 12 single leg box jumps. And like the interesting thing of that was like the mental part, like the confidence of like jumping and like seeing how like slow your single leg box jump is compared to a regular 2-foot one. Especially like my left side, it would be like, shit, like I got to make sure I get jump hard here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the other thing too. I just kept thinking to myself, anybody that feels that this is dumb or too easy is like, it's probably a mental block in their head. And I was trying to navigate, like, how could we as coaches better prepare people than being like, let them scale, whatever. But like, how do you get somebody's mindset to shift? And
Yeah,
that's like a
I
really
was trying to
interesting part.
just really go after the fact that hey, this is like a great opportunity to isolate, and like you can just see and better understand yourself. Like, it sounds silly, but like if you know that your left side's weak, you could put a little more attention to it, not just
Yeah.
that day on the jumps, but like, hey, next time I'm doing like clean or I'm jumping rope, like, maybe I should make sure I'm feeling a little bit more balanced in the way I jump, like, because clearly I'm favoring a side. It's overdeveloped,
Yeah.
it's stronger, it's confident,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And I just think like
Yeah.
any single entity
That's your favorite fucking
that
thing
you
to say.
that you work is like has huge benefits.
Yeah. Well, it's also, I thought was cool to program versus like that workout in a CrossFit world. Any other gym would have been single leg box or a single leg pistols, like single
Yeah.
leg squats. Like that's probably what anybody else would have programmed that as. And it's like, yeah, it's great, but this is something that everybody can do. The people who are proficient at it go higher. Like, I don't care. Like, our fucking
Dude,
top
that was
dog boy.
the big fucking thing. Like, you didn't need to go high on that.
Yeah. Just go
Like
faster.
if you're worried
Push
about
yourself.
safety in a programming sense, like people didn't need to go that high. Like you could do it on
Yeah.
plates and it would still be slow and methodical. It's just weird
Yeah.
jumping from your non-dominant side.
Yeah. Or just as you fatigue, like the first couple rounds, I was like, not bad. All of a sudden, round 3, I was like, well, this hurts. Sell yourself. But like, how many times did Sam fall? Fell a lot in the warm up.
I know he did good in the workout. Did he not fall in the workout? Right, he was good.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he fell. No, he did, because the other Sam yelled at him and said, that'll wake you up. Or now you're awake, something like that. I think he only fell once. But I love seeing that moment because it's like, oh, everybody's having fun. People are pushing. It's something different.
I
Doesn't
always
always
look
have
for
to be
his
a kill yourself.
reactions when you throw these random stuff in there.
Yeah, so do I. So, I
Is
thought
he
even
big?
today.
Is he fit?
I thought even today. Yeah. Why we doing single leg box jump? Thought he was gonna say it was dumb. And then even today, I was like, not even him, just everybody. I was like, today was one of those wads. I was like, this could go one of two ways. Like, it's a lot of rest, and if it's not hard, people are gonna be like normal. Like, this is stupid, even though it's still beneficial. But like when we take that much rest, like you usually want to feel fucked up. And today,
Yeah.
it got to the
That's
point.
the
It was
sad
perfect.
thing, man. Like, so many people in the gym need today, and so many people didn't show up just because you didn't throw a barbell in there and like
Yeah.
you didn't like try to hide the running,
Yeah.
which is, it sucks. Like, a lot of programmers, if you don't know this, like have to hide cardiovascular endurance training with other stuff to get people to show up because
like example would be, hey, a 5K tomorrow.
Yeah, versus
If I write that, most gyms people aren't showing up.
Versus 5 rounds of a 1K, 20 deadlifts, and 6 push-ups. Like, oh yeah, everyone's showing up.
Oh yeah, fucking everybody. Anytime you throw a deadlift in there, the whole gym's showing up. a whole gym's gonna just be like, "Oh, I'm in deadlifts. Let's fucking go." And like nothing wrong with it. It's like, hey, like whatever you love, you love. Um, what'd you say? You said it's it's a running day. I think it's also cool because it is a movement that today is one. It's like I told everybody, like you're training cardiovascular endurance, stamina. Like those are the two pieces we're going to bounce back and forth between on your. You're going to be training like fast twitch muscle fibers on these sprints, but then you're going to build stamina on the recovery. And anytime you get tired, you could still do it. Like even if we make it to a fast walk, slow walk, fast walk, slow walk. Like if I had an 85-year-old grandpa, grandma in my gym, that's what I would have them do. Like I don't want them sprinting on the bike because it hurts me. You can imagine what it does to them. But like literally, it would be like fast walk, slow walk, fast walk, slow walk.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the big thing. That's the bummer about the running. Is like that is core to being human.
The most out of anything we do, the most
Right.
core thing.
So it's like we talked about this before, but it's like, all right, I don't really want to do ring muscle ups today. Like I don't see the point. It's like, yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, yeah, there's probably no point for you to do it. Like it's it works these things, it has these benefits, but I get
Mhm.
it. But like when you say that with like you can't really say that with running. Like how does running not have a point?
Mm-hmm. At some point, everybody's going to have to do it. Like your house is on fire. A dog is chasing you. A coyote is chasing you. You run into a bear. You have to go save somebody. You have to get out of the way of a car. You have to make an appointment on time. You have to catch the bus. Like it's downpouring rain, and you're gonna have to do it 100%.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like having the cardio machines becomes a crutch because they're
Yeah,
there. Like imagine you're
yeah,
in the garage gym, you don't have any cardio machines. Well, you did it like
yeah.
when you first opened in your
I was
garage.
thinking
Like
about that
you
yesterday.
couldn't
Yeah,
bike or row.
yeah. I thought that exact thing. I said, wow. I used to be like my mile time, like comfortably was like under 6 minutes. And I was like, why was that? And I was like, 3 times a week, my gym was running minimum. Was like
Yeah.
every day we did a 400-meter warm up. So right there across the week, you've run 3 miles without even knowing it. If you came 6 days or 7 days a week. And then on top of that, every workout was like 3 rounds of 400-meter run. There's a mile. Here's a mile. There's a mile. And it was like, we just did it so much and everybody loved it. It's
Well,
just like,
no
yeah,
one
that's
could
part of it.
escape it. There was no other
Yeah.
option besides walking, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And I had people walk. I was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
100-meter, 150-meter walk fast or 200-meter walk fast. Like, and you all of a sudden, they ain't walking. They're slightly jogging. They ain't letting people pass them. I'm like, also injury and like those machines are great for different variants and allowing for different things to happen, like different feelings. 'Cause, like running doesn't create the same feeling as the bike.
Oh yeah,
If you
yeah.
sprint, it does maybe. So that, maybe I'll retract that. You can do everything. You don't need a bike or rower. You don't. You can run. Um, like if I was starting a gym again from scratch, that would be the last thing I would buy is equipment, especially out here where the weather's perfect.
Like the
Like,
machines.
yeah, like the East Coast, we also ran dead of winter. We did, I remember doing Nancy. Literally, we warmed up in the garage with the heater on. We would run out the door in the freezing. Vince would put his fucking beanie on and his gloves on, snowing, and he would still do it at 5:30 or 6:30 in the fucking morning.
Hmm.
And I remember at nighttime, I think it was me and Nick Parr, me and like Luke doing it together. It was me and Luke or something like that. 5 rounds, 400-meter run, 15 overhead squats. It was so fucking goddamn cold. I had sweatpants on. Oh, like wool pullover, garage door open. I remember Nikki with a beanie on, gloves, and like we were fucking all did it. Like came back in by the end, my shirt's off. I'm fucking freezing, like sweat is like freezing on my chest, but like such a different feeling. You're just like, that was fucking. You ain't going slow on a run.
You miss those days.
Oh, I miss
I
those
miss
days.
those days.
Yeah,
Like the COVID days were fun because weren't in a gym. We were just in our garages.
yeah,
And like I get it as you grow and you want to grow as a gym. I'm a gym owner, so it's like it's hard to keep a hard edge
yeah.
with people, but it's maybe that's not good for them.
Hard to keep a hard edge, like in the sense of being a dick, basically, right? Is that what you mean? Like being tough on them.
Not a You don't need to be a dick, but it's just like it's raining. We're running today.
Yeah, the tough love.
Yeah.
Like we used to do that all the time. Like again, we would run in the snow. The only time we wouldn't run if it was like ice or down. Like we ran in the rain. I have videos of like those Your
Yeah.
mom probably can tell a story. There was like 10 of them, and it was downpouring rain. I remember Brian Trainer was like the first one out the door on the run, like came back drenched, took his shirt off, picked up the kettlebell, slipped out of his hand the first time. And like he was the only one in the garage. We looked at each other. He like went over, caked his hands with chalk and just grind. And like went after. It was like so much fun. Like camaraderie. The other thing with that is like the gym space was so small. Everybody was with each other. Like there was 12 stall mats in there, maybe, I think. Am I right? Or there might have only been.
It's like 12.
Yeah, it was 12. There was 4, 4, 4. And the rest there was still more on the sides, but like equipment was covering them. It was like each person basically took a stall mat, and it was like, hey, be careful, don't hit anyone. Like obviously if it was barbell days, we were safer, but like kettlebells, dumbbells, all that shit was just like everybody was on top of each other. Everybody was cheering for each other. Everybody was screaming for each other. People weren't like pushing all the way to the back of the corner to hide. Like that's like makes me thrive in a setting. Like we're on top of each other. Like your sweat is on me.
Yeah. That's fun. Well, I mean, you get more perspective over the fact that everyone is suffering.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, not again. If you have the option, like I'm not talking shit on anybody. It's more of like we all just did. It was like a different mindset, and that's to loop it all back. The circle here is how do you shift somebody's mindset when like your mind starts to take over and tell you like the bike hurts and I can't breathe anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't run anymore. I can't do this anymore. Like, what do you do as a coach? How do you push that? How do you push them past that point?
Yeah, that's a skill in and of itself.
Yeah. I'll leave you guys with that. That's what I want somebody to, research, drop in the comments what your best tactics are for taking the monsters out of your head.
Because, like, I mean, like, these are people. We got to remember, these people are just people. Like if you're an NFL quarterback and you're doing a bike sprint and I'm your coach, like this is your profession, this is your money, and if you're not doing it, you could lose it all, right? But these people were just trying to get in shape, right? It's such a hard balance. That's why I think CrossFit coaching is so much harder than like professional sports and things like that.
I agree, but that's where the fun, like as a coach, that's where the fun, like the days we play basketball, that's where it comes in. It's like, hey, we're doing this because you couldn't have played basketball 6 months ago. Now look at you. And like, this is fun. Or like pig, or when we do like the drills with the footballs, like as much as people are afraid, people like enjoy it. Like granted, they don't want to break nails. They don't want to hurt themselves. They don't want to jam a finger or get hit in the face. It's more of like having fun. Like we used to play dodgeball back home at the gym I used to go to. It was like so much fun.
I always wanted to play dodgeball on ours.
Yeah, you just got to buy those little foam bowls that you had in school, but they're so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
So Ollie, if you're out there, man, donate them. It's his favorite thing. All right, chat. Well,
got quiet.
Yeah, got quiet. It's all right. I have school tomorrow. Work.
Same.
Got work. Anybody notice my hat? It's like this is a vintage Nobel hat. This was before it was No Bounds CrossFit. It was No Bounds Athletics. Then it turned into Nobo CrossFit. I'm gonna get a lot more sweat on this thing, and then we're gonna auction this thing off. You're gonna get
live
a sweaty
on the
hat.
chat.
Yeah. Ship it to you. I don't even know if I have any more of these. These are like vintage. I had so many, and now down to the wire. Well, dude, good seeing you tonight. You did a really good job on the pizza.
Thanks, man. Can't wait for the pizza comp.
Yeah, chat. We'll go live on Instagram and show you like we'll go live for the voting criteria.
Yeah, on the Nobo Instagram.
Yeah, we're basically trying to find a second and third place winner. Something funny?
Nothing.
I got first already.
Place in the bag.
This guy. All right, chat. See you.
See you.